Moms are naturals at pointing out the positives and encouraging kids to be their best, but now it's time to turn the table and try that strategy on yourself. My next guest wants to help all women bring out your authentic strengths and reach your potential, whatever that may be. Fatima Doman is the CEO of Authentic Strengths Advantage and author of a new book that spells out how positive psychology can help you live your best life. Fatima, it's great to see you.
Very nice to see you.
This word authenticity, authentic, is a buzzword right now. Why do you think it's such a character pursuit of so many people?
You know, especially with the elections going on right now, I think people are very interested in integrity and honesty, in character, human character, and especially authenticity, knowing that people are bringing their real selves forward.
And when we say that word authenticity, I think there's sometimes a misinterpretation of what it actually means. Some people I see just throwing open the garden gate and spilling all their life problems and weaknesses. That's not what this is about.
No, this is about your best self. This is about finding your strengths and then leveraging them personally and professionally.
Well, I love your approach. You're a big believer in finding what's strong in people rather than what's wrong with people. What can we gain by drawing forward those positive traits?
Well, there have been over 200 research studies around the world that show that when people use their strengths, when they focus on what's strong instead of on correcting weaknesses, for example, they have more energy, more engagement, more enthusiasm, more resilience for sure, and they're happier and more fulfilled.
You have 4 steps to help women discover authentic strengths, starting with ways to identify our top, or what you call our signature strengths. So how do you know what signature strengths you possess?
Right. So you can go to my website, AuthenticStrengths.com, and you can take a free survey. It's only 15 minutes, and you took it, and I have the results of yours here.
Fatima brought my little thick pamphlet of results, and I found my top 3 strengths. May I share?
Yes.
This is new to my eyes this morning. Took it last night. Only took about 10 minutes. You're right. Gratitude, love, and perspective were my top 3. That seems fitting.
Yeah. And those are great strengths. I mean, all the strengths are positive. There's not one strength that's more important than the other, but we do know that the strength of gratitude, they call it the mother of all strengths because it's related to lower anxiety levels, lower depression levels. I mean, you know, the research on if people write a gratitude journal daily, they tend to have a higher and happier emotional states.
So just seeing those strengths on paper, you think, is a good starting point for women?
Absolutely. And you can get the free results. When you take the survey, you get a 2-page free report. And then if you want to get the more expanded report, like the one you have here, which is 25 pages long, then there is a cost for the expanded report.
Interesting, interesting. So no one's good at everything. We know that.
Right.
And there are moments on-the-spot situations where you really have to drum up and draw out skills that might not be your strengths. How can you do that in the moment?
So that's what we call situational strengths. For example, when I was writing this book, I had to really draw upon my situational strength of prudence, because prudence is kind of low on the list, and that's where you dot the I's, cross the T's, and you know, you're detail-oriented. I'm more of a people person, and social intelligence is one of my higher strengths. I'd much rather be training a group of people and then sitting down by myself writing a book. So I had to pull that situational strength forward, and I had to make myself focus and spend some alone time, but it was good. And we can all do that. We can all draw upon our situational strengths. They're not as energizing, however.
And you say to maximize these strengths, we can combine a few of them in one situation, combine those together to really maximize our efforts.
Yes, so an example of maximizing and strengths combinations, you probably heard of, you know, a person at a funeral who maybe told an off-color joke. So that's using humor without combining it with social intelligence. But when humor is combined with social intelligence, then people know when it's appropriate to tell jokes. And that can be very endearing.
And also the good news, you say we can build up our weaker strengths. How can we do that?
Right. So I'd like to share an example. For example, I just talked to Allie yesterday. This is the person that did the coaching, read the book, and she sent me this letter saying, oh my gosh, this was an aha for me because I never finish projects. She says, I have started so many projects because her top strengths are curiosity and love of learning. She goes, I go from project to project and then I get kind of bored and I just drop them by the wayside. And she said, so what I've done is I've worked worked on building my perseverance, which, by the way, was dead last for her.
Interesting.
And she told me yesterday, she said, I'm damn good at finishing now.
She's crossed that off the list.
She has.
How neat, though, to see your character strengths put on paper, know what you can work on, and know what you can leverage, really, to be your best self. Fatima, thank you so much.
Thank
it's
you.
a great field of study, and I know you're very passionate about it, so we appreciate the insight. We'll be